I'm finished with work, so I'll go home now, Mom. I got paid today, so I'll give it to you.
Thanks. Sorry, Calvin. I'm sorry you have to work even though you're still only 16.
You don't need to worry about it, Mom. I'm doing this because I want to. By the way, I'll stop by at Walmart. Is there anything you want from there?
Sorry. I'm on the night shift tonight too, so I'm fine. Thanks for asking, though.
Are you okay, Mom? It seems like you've got more night shifts these days. I know you're juggling a lot at once.
I'm fine, Calvin. You're working hard, so I should too.
Don't overdo it. I just don't want you to get sick.
I know my body more than anyone, and I say I'm still okay. Hey, you're more like a mother than me somehow.
I don't remember ever giving birth to you.
Sorry. But I feel more motivated after just talking to you like this.
Really?
Yes, for real. I now feel pumped up for my night shift. Lol. I can take on anything.
I'm glad I could help. Good luck with your shift. Don't work too hard.
Okay. I'll be back well past midnight, so just go to bed ahead of me.
Roger that. Mom, are you okay to talk now?
What's up, Calvin?
I came home early from school just now.
I know. Your school called me. Do you have a fever or something? If you don't feel well, should I go home now?
No. I'm fine. Never mind that. Why is Dad here? I thought he was dead.
Huh? Dad? It can't be.
Well, when I came back, someone who looked like Dad was near the front door. I couldn't be sure because I've only seen him in pictures, but when I asked him if he was my father, he said yes. Was Dad alive? What's going on?
Run! Quickly!
Huh?
Just listen to your mother! Get out of the house quickly and do not listen to that man!
No, sorry. I was confused, so I didn't explain properly. I told him I don't feel well, then he left soon after, so he's not here now.
I see. That's good.
So, what's going on? He didn't pass away when I was young?
No, that was him. If you saw him, there's no point in denying it. I think I can tell you the truth now, since you saw him. It's a lie that he passed away.
Yeah, I figured that. But why were you lying?
There's a good reason for it. Your father, Louis, was a terrible guy.
Terrible guy? What do you mean by that?
In short, he was an irresponsible spender. He had huge debts, so we were chased for payments every month.
I see.
He was never like that before we got married. When you were born, he disappeared. As his spouse, I still needed to pay the debts.
That's how it was. Then, the reason why we're always struggling financially is...
That's right. Because of the debt your father left us.
Then the reason you're still suffering is all his fault?
Well, as his wife, I have to take responsibility as well. I'm sorry to have caused you all this trouble.
No way.
That's why I told you he passed away. You didn't want to know how bad your father was, did you?
Maybe not, but... Instead of running away from him, wouldn't it have been better to talk to him? In the short time I talked to him, he seemed mild-mannered enough.
Absolutely not. He was planning to get close to you and steal your money too, Calvin. Forget about that man.
But did he really go through the trouble of finding me to do that? He must have known that we'd talk to him about his debt if he came.
Just don't! You can't have anything to do with that man anymore. Even if he comes to the house again, don't listen to him, okay?
But...
Please, Calvin. Don't make me worry.
All right, Mom.
Then it's a promise.
I'm glad you got in touch with me, Calvin. I'm glad I gave you my number just in case. I guess so. I just wanted to ask you something, Louis. I'm sure you have a lot of questions. I'll answer everything that I can. Thank you, Louis. Well, you don't need to call me Louis. I am your father, after all. I don't have a father. I suppose I can't blame you for feeling that way. But never mind. I'm glad you and Penelope seem to be doing well. I guess that's Mom to you. Well, it seems like you were feeling a little ill the other day, though. Doing well? How dare you say that? Huh? You took off and left us to clean up the mess you made. Because of you, we're suffering so much. Mom's still paying off your debt. But you still have the nerve to say that. Wait a minute. Debt? What are you talking about? You're playing innocent? I'm talking about how you left and forced Mom to pay your debts. Calm down now. I paid all the debts Penelope had before we got divorced. I can't believe this, but is she in debt again? Huh? My mom is in debt? Not you? Is that what she told you? Yes. That's why she's always working all day. Oh. I think I get it. What is it? Is there something I'm missing? I'll explain what I can. But before I explain, let's both calm down first. It seems we're not on the same page here. I still haven't heard what you wanted to ask me yet, Calvin. Yeah. I'm sorry, Louis. I was confused because I heard all these different conflicting stories all at once. That's fine. Then can you tell me what it is you wanted to ask me? What did Penelope say about me? I heard you left us with debt and just disappeared. And my mom is still returning the debts because they're in her name as well. I see. And? The thing you wanted to ask me? Well, it's just that you were running away from us and your debts this whole time. But I was curious about why you came to see us suddenly. Mom said you must be trying to take money from me. I see. I get it now. Then, let me explain, one by one. Okay. First, as for the debt. I think this is going to come as a shock to you, but... it's Penelope who got into debt, not me. Mom did? Was there a reason for that? Maybe this is something you don't want to hear. But Penelope has been a heavy drug user from a young age. She said that she would drop the habit when we got married, but she didn't. It was so bad that she even got into debt paying for it. Drugs? Mom did? Yeah. The biggest reason for the divorce was this. Because she lied and even went into debt. Do you have proof? I need a reason to believe you. Yeah, of course I do. Well, this is the reason why I went to see you now of all times. What's that? I happened to find her secret account on social media earlier. So, I found out that she still had this habit, so I started to worry about you. Here's a screenshot of her account. Oh, I guess you weren't lying. Actually, I was supposed to get custody over you, Calvin. But she used some underhanded lies to gain sole custody of you. When we got divorced, she wasn't in debt, and there was no paper trail of her debt record in the past. Why couldn't you help my mom earlier? If what you said is true, you could have stopped her before the debt got so bad, couldn't you? And you said you worried about me, but you've never come to see me, even once. Ever since the divorce, Penelope has been denying me from visiting you. And when I got divorced, she wasn't in any debt, so I thought there wasn't any problem. I got remarried after a while, but I've been paying for child support every month. I thought you two were happy without me around, so that's why I stayed away. Right. I'm sorry, Louis. I was too harsh on you. No, it's fair. This must be hard to accept, even if there's evidence. Hey, Calvin. I'm thinking of taking you in. Oh. But... you got married again, right? Won't I be a burden on your wife? My wife's infertile. She was happy when I told her we might be able to have a son. Right. But if I did that, Mom would be alone. It's just a suggestion. I know you've spent all your life with Penelope so far. You can say no if you're not comfortable with it. So, just think about it. Okay. Please give me some time. I think I need to talk it over with my mom. That's perfectly fine. It's your choice, Calvin. Whatever you decide, I'll respect your choice. Hey, Mom. Where are you now?
What's up, Calvin? I'm just at work. Why?
So, that's how it is. You've been lying to me like this all this time.
Lying? What on earth are you talking about?
You don't have a night shift tonight, do you, Mom? I checked with your workplace, and then they told me so.
Huh? You checked with my workplace? Why did you do that? Is there some emergency? You didn't get injured or something, did you?
I'm okay. But I'm shocked.
What is going on, Calvin? Are you really okay?
I'm fine. But just answer me this, Mom. Are you with your drug dealer right now?
Huh? What are you saying? Dinner with my friends is taking a long time, that's all. I'll go back home soon.
I heard everything from Dad. Everything you said was a lie, wasn't it?
What did you hear from that man? Calvin, I told you! Do not speak to Louis! He's going to take advantage of you by feeding you lies!
That's not right, is it? It's because your lies will be exposed, isn't it?
No, that's not it. I don't know what you were told, but he's someone who has no qualms about telling lies. You can't believe a word he says! I got some extra cash, so it's time to party!
The date of that post matches when I got my paycheck from my workplace. Does extra cash mean the money I gave to you?
Where did you find this, Calvin?
That's not the problem here. Just tell me. Show me where the money I gave you went if you really used it because money was tight. Or did you really spend it all on drugs? Is this what the night shift has been all along?
No, that's wrong. I had no choice but to go there today. My boss asked me to go with him.
If you're going to tell a lie, you should come up with a better one. I checked all of your posts on your account. This is hardly your first time. I know it, so just tell me the truth.
Sorry, Calvin. I knew I needed to stop this. Really, I did. I told myself that I need to get my act together after the divorce, that I need to support my son. So I knew I couldn't waste money like before.
But you couldn't stop yourself, could you? And you even went into debt.
I tried to stop it so many times. But because the debt only increased, things have been tight even though I worked hard. So I tried to stop all this. But I just couldn't help myself.
So, you couldn't stop it in the end. And you even started to use your own son's money?
I did use your money for living expenses at first. But there was money there, so I couldn't stop myself. Before I realized it, I'd spent it.
Mom, I'm thinking of going to live with Dad.
No! Don't do that. What I said about being motivated to work for your sake was true. I know it was wrong that I used your money. I will stop it this time. So please, don't leave me alone, Calvin.
This problem literally ended your marriage. And despite that, you couldn't learn from the past to get your act together? You even had to go and steal my money to fund your addiction.
I'll stop it, I swear. This time I will. Calvin, I'm begging you.
Mom, you must be sick. Telling me bad things about my dad to protect yourself. Lying to me. I don't feel like we can live together happily now.
You had to go tell Calvin all that, Louis. Did you really want to take him away from me so badly?
Penelope, you don't get it. You brought all this upon yourself.
If you didn't come back into our lives, this never would have happened. We didn't have money, but we were happy.
What would have happened if I didn't meet Calvin? Were you planning to make him pay off all the debts you racked up from that habit of yours?
No! I just wanted to be together with Calvin.
Do you really mean that? I don't think you care as much as you say about Calvin. If you did, you would have quit your addiction.
Well, I couldn't help it. I just need to unwind sometimes.
You need to change your mindset about that. You were just relying on Calvin after all. I asked Calvin, but he was the one who offered his hard-earned money to contribute to the household. You just took advantage of his kindness, Penelope.
But I tried to stop. I knew I had to quit to take the burden off Calvin.
But you just thought that, right? In the end, you never took any action to follow through with your thoughts. But you're still telling me that you care about Calvin. Don't make me laugh.
But
Calvin says he'll wait until you go to rehab.
He did?
You lied, you betrayed, and you hurt Calvin so many times. I don't plan on ever forgiving you for that. But Calvin says that he wants to live with his mother again one day, despite all that.
Calvin.
You can fix this if you truly want to recover so you can live with your son again. You kept betraying me right until the end, Penelope. So don't make the same mistake again. Turn your life around. After that, I went to live with Dad, as planned. It was difficult at first, adjusting to my new life with Dad and my stepmother. But now we're all used to each other as family. After this whole incident, Mom went to live with her parents. My grandparents are watching her and helping her through rehab. Grandma says that Mom was pretty down about leaving me, but she's slowly on the mend. Mom's gradually paying off her debts, too. But addiction isn't so easy to overcome. I know I have to be patient while I wait for her to recover. I don't plan on welcoming her back in my life if she can't break her habit. That's why I want her to make an effort, although I know it must be hard for her. I don't know when it'll be, but I look forward to the day I can enjoy living together with her again. I'm just making the most of my own life until that day comes.
Hey, Jane, could you please send me those files ASAP?
Sure, I'll mail them to you right away.
And by the way, what on earth are you wearing today? Those shoes don't match that blouse at all. What an eyesore.
What the hell does that mean? Is this why you are in my DM?
It means that your fashion sense is practically non-existent. Like, did you even look in the mirror before stepping out of the house? Your outfit is a complete disaster.
Well, fashion isn't really my top priority at work. Plus, I dress for comfort, not to impress anyone.
Oh, I forgot you were born poor. Lucky for you, you snagged a rich husband.
Dave and I fell in love, Margaret. It wasn't about his money.
You know, you're like an office Cinderella. Except you didn't need a fairy godmother to get your wealthy prince.
I don't see why my personal life should be the topic of discussion.
Of course, because you're so modest and humble. You act like you're better than all of us just because you married Dave.
Margaret, I've never acted that way. My relationship with Dave is personal, and I prefer to keep it that way.
Right. Personal. Gee, even your skirt is just funny. You'll cry your eyes out if you heard what the other girls said when they saw you walk in. Sasha almost fainted in shock.
You know, I really don't care about what you or Sasha think, right? I will always wear what's comfortable.
Comfortable or not, you really could use some style advice. Other girls here talk, you know.
I'm sure they do, but I'm not bothered by it.
You know, you've always been a bit proud ever since you married that rich husband of yours.
It's not about pride, Margaret. Dave and I love each other.
Love, huh? More like he took pity on you and swept you off your feet.
Pity? That's not how it happened at all.
Whatever you say, Cinderella. I just wonder how poor Dave copes with someone that dresses as abominably as you do.
Look, I know you didn't text me just to mock my shoes. What's really on your mind, Margaret?
Oh, nothing much. Just wanted to share some exciting news.
News? What's going on?
Well, you know how you're always boasting about your husband? It's funny because I've recently gotten engaged to someone even wealthier. And he adores me.
First off, I never boast about Dave. And secondly, congratulations on your engagement. That's wonderful news. I'm genuinely happy for you. I hope you two are very happy together.
Thanks, Jane. As you can see, my life is just on a different level now. I know you can't relate.
And what's that supposed to mean?
You can finally stop pretending to be the only one with a perfect life. Your husband's change is nothing compared to my fiancé's wealth.
Margaret, I've never tried to compete with anyone. Love and happiness can't be measured in money.
LOL. You say that because I've never seen a present from Dave with you. You'll have to get used to it because gifts would soon be pouring in. What's more, we're moving into his massive mansion soon. The house is beyond amazing. You can't even imagine.
That sounds wonderful, Margaret. Once again, I'm genuinely happy for you.
As you should be, Jane. You can't be as lucky as me.
Let's focus on work, Margaret. I'll send those files now.
Hey, Jane. Did you see the shiny new car in the parking lot?
Yeah, I did. I think it's parked in the wrong parking lot.
LOL, it's mine. A little gift from my amazing fiancé.
Little? I don't know much about cars, but that car is really expensive.
Of course it is. Much more expensive than that box you come to work in.
Oh gosh. You know what? Congratulations on the new car.
Oh, it's not just the car. You should come to my office and see the new shoes and designer bag I wore today. They're to die for.
I'm glad you're enjoying all these lovely things.
Aw, thank you. You're finally being honest about something. This is surprising because you've been so proud ever since you married your rich husband, Dave. But guess what? My fiancé is way richer than Dave. Your Cinderella fairy tale looks pretty dull now.
It's not a competition. I'm glad you found happiness, Margaret. That's what matters most.
Oh, I know it's not a competition, Because you can't even keep up. You could only marry a man who was already married once. Quite the husband snatcher, aren't you?
We both know that's not true. Dave and his first wife had issues long before I came into the picture. His wife was cheating and the marriage was already falling apart.
That's what homewreckers say, dear. Always pretending to be innocent angels.
You know what I think? I feel you and the other girls are just jealous that I married Dave instead of one of you. That's why you all won't stop the lies and silly accusations. You girls are still living in my shadow. So sad.
That's just silly. You're just a low-level upstart. Well, back to my fiancé. We're having an extravagant party at his mansion tomorrow. It's going to be epic. Too bad you're not invited. I don't think anyone wants a husband snatcher at such a party.
That's okay, Margaret. I'm not much of a party person, you know.
Well, I guess some of us just live the high life naturally, and others, not so much.
No worries, Margaret. I'm sure it will be a blast. Enjoy your party.
Oh, I will. And I'll be sure to send you lots of pictures to remind you what you're missing out on.
Don't even bother. Have a great time.
Jane, I bet you're having a good laugh that the party wasn't held at the new house, huh?
Huh?
Don't play dumb. I'm sure one of the girls must have told you.
Told me what?
The party wasn't held at the mansion because Joshua couldn't make it back from his business trip.
This again? Honestly, I couldn't care less about where the party was held.
Well, let me tell you, we had a blast. I booked a 5-star hotel for the girls, and we had the most amazing girls' night. We even played a game.
A game? What kind of game?
Oh, it was hilarious. I asked the girls to come up with the most ridiculous things about you, and the best one would win a special prize. You can't even imagine what they said.
What kind of things did they say?
Like how you're probably cheated to get so high at the company, or that you have a secret underground lair where you hoard stolen office supplies.
Right. I'm sure it was all in good fun.
Oh, come on, Jane. You don't have to hide it. We all know all your secrets, especially how unhappy you are. You know, Jane, you keep acting like you're in a happy marriage, but I can see right through you. You look so sad.
Where are you even getting all these from? My marriage is my business, and I don't need to prove that I am happy to anyone.
Well, we played another game about whether your husband beats you or not, and guess what? All the girls raised their hands.
Margaret, their opinions don't affect me, and I'm clearly not unhappy. I don't need anyone's pity.
Keep lying to yourself, Jane. But enough about you. Let's get back to what really matters. My amazing new house.
Of course, your new house. The one you won't stop yapping about.
You have no idea, Jane. Gosh, I can't wait to move into our new house and live like a queen. Unlike you, I'm soon going to be in a very happy marriage.
I'm sure it's a palace, Margaret.
Oh, it is. It's huge, with a breathtaking view. Joshua doesn't stop talking about it.
Sounds like a lot of space for someone with such a small mind.
You just can't stand that I'm living the high life, can you?
Margaret, I don't care about your wealth or your new house. I'm happy with my life, and that's all that matters to me.
Well, you should care, Jane. You should care because you'll never have what I have.
And what is that I'll never have, Margaret?
True love, Jane. I have Joshua. He's rich and he loves me more than anything in the world.
Joshua is your fiancé, huh? Margaret, be careful about what you wish for.
What do you mean?
Just remember, things aren't always what they seem.
You're just jealous, Jane. Jealous of my life and my amazing fiancé.
I'm not jealous. I just hope you find happiness in whatever you're chasing.
Well, I don't need your hope. I have everything I want right here. Oh, it is. I just can't wait to move in and start this new chapter of my life.
All right, Margaret. Enjoy your palace and your perfect life.
Oh, I will, Jane. I definitely will. Jane, you won't believe it. I was finally at the house today. It's even more spectacular than I imagined.
Wait, what house are you talking about?
The house my fiancé and I are going to move into, of course. You know, the one I've been telling you about.
Oh, that house. You were at the house? Tell me more about it.
Oh, you have no idea. The living room is so spacious, and the kitchen? It's like something out of a magazine.
I'd love to see it someday.
Well, I'd show it to you, but I doubt you'd appreciate it.
You might be right. My tastes are pretty simple.
Of course. You didn't grow up in comfort like the rest of us. Anyway, I'll send you a picture.
Wait, is that?
Yep, that's my fiance's house.
No. Wait a minute.
What is it, Jane?
Oh, really? Your fiance's house, huh? LOL. This is really juicy. Tell me all about your new house, dear.
Well, the interior is absolutely breathtaking. The living room has these gorgeous high ceilings.
Bet it has one awesome dining area.
Of course, the dining area is just so elegant.
That sounds lovely. How many rooms does it have?
It's got 5 bedrooms, Jane. It's a 5-bedroom mansion, Jane, each with a home theater.
Wow, 5 bedrooms? Impressive. Is there a pool in the backyard?
Of course, there's a luxurious swimming pool, and it's perfect for all the parties we're going to throw.
That sounds amazing, Margaret.
Oh, it is. I just can't wait to move in and start this new chapter of my life.
Margaret, something just seems a bit off. Is your fiance's full name Joshua Sullivan?
Yes, it is. Why? How do you even know that?
Nothing at all. It's just a funny coincidence.
What do you mean?
Oh, Margaret, you won't believe the surprise I have for you.
A surprise? What's going on? Jane, why are you laughing?
I can't reveal everything right now, but we need to go somewhere after work today, by 5. I promise it's going to be quite the surprise. I'll blow your little mind.
Go where? What's the surprise? Tell me what it is. Jane, you can't leave me hanging like this. What's going on?
So, how did it feel to see Joshua open the car door for my husband?
I can't believe it. This can't be true. This is some sick joke, right? Joshua can't be your husband's driver. He's not just a common driver, right?
Oh, yes, dear. He's definitely a driver, Margaret. Nothing more, nothing less.
This can't be happening. My fiancé can't be a mere driver.
Well, it seems like he's been doing a pretty good job at pretending, hasn't he?
I can't believe I fell for this. What kind of person does that?
People like Joshua, I guess. It's a cold world for dumb people, dear.
You set me up, Jane. You knew this all along and you said nothing. How could you do this to me?
You've been bragging about your wealthy fiancé for far too long, Margaret. I just thought you should know the truth.
I can't face him right now. I'm humiliated. What am I going to do, Jane? I've been living a lie and my friends and family think I'm engaged to a wealthy man.
Well, maybe you should have been more humble, Margaret, instead of trying to make everyone else feel inferior.
I wanted to fit in, to be like all the other girls. I thought he was my ticket to happiness. I wanted to be better than you.
And instead, you got yourself a driver. Not the wealthy man you've been bragging about. That business trip your fiancé went on? He was just driving my hubby throughout LA.
What am I going to do now? This can't be happening. He told me he got us that house. He told me he was going to live there. Oh my god.
And that house turned out to belong to my husband, Dave. It's our new house, and we're planning to move in 2 weeks. Well, you see, Margaret, sometimes the truth isn't what we want it to be.
This is embarrassing. Gosh, I need to fix this somehow. I can't let everyone know. The girls at work will make my life a living hell.
Oh, you mean you can't let everyone know that your rich fiancé is just a regular guy?
Yes, exactly. I've been living a lie, Jane. You won't rat me out, will you?
Maybe it's time to come clean, Margaret. Face the consequences of your silliness.
No, I can't do that. I'll find a way to fix this mess, even if it's the last thing I do. I mean, I can still fix this, right? I'll talk to Joshua and he'll explain everything. Maybe he's not just a driver. He can still be a really rich driver, right?
Don't be stupid. How many rich drivers have you heard of? And do you really think he'll be honest with you now that his secret's out?
I have to try, Jane. I don't know what to do. I've put so much into this relationship. I can't let my life fall apart like this. What am I going to do now? This can't be happening to me.
LOL, you're asking me? Deal with your issues yourself, Margaret. But don't expect any sympathy from me.
I'll figure this out myself. I don't need you.
Good luck, Margaret. You'll need it.
You fired Joshua?
Of course I didn't. He's Dave's employee, not mine. Former employee, if you get what I mean.
Oh, don't give me that crap. I know you told your husband to fire him.
Well, what can I say? He was using pictures of his employer's house to deceive people. Surely that's not the best behavior for any worker. Who knows what he will do next?
My God. You know what? I don't even care about that lying scumbag. Jane, I'm in big trouble. I've racked up so much debt with my extravagant lifestyle, and now Joshua isn't rich. I am doomed.
And what do you expect me to do about it?
I need your assistance. Please, Jane. I have nowhere else to turn. I can't call off the engagement. I'll be humiliated at work.
Oh, the great Margaret needs my help now? After all the mocking and bragging?
I know I've been awful, but I'm desperate. I've even sold most of my expensive stuff. All my jewelry and bags, gone.
So you're left with the designer shoes and the car, huh?
The auto company took it back. I'm selling everything I own, and it's still not enough to clear the debts.
I thought the car, the shoes, and the bags were love gifts.
They were not. I bought them all myself on credit.
You what? On credit? Even for you, that's dumb.
I just wanted to look like a rich man's fiancé. And Joshua told me he'd cover all the payments after our wedding. Please, Jane, help me out. I know you can. I promise I'll pay you back soon.
You really thought this through, didn't you? Well, I won't bail you out of this mess, Margaret. You made your bed, now you lie in it.
Jane, I can't believe you can be so heartless.
Heartless? No, Margaret, I'm not heartless. I'm just not foolish enough to bail you out of a mess you willingly created. You spent your way into this, and now you have to figure your way out.
But Jane, I've lost everything. The car, the fancy clothes, the parties. I can't lose the status.
Oh, the status. Is that what this is all about, Margaret? You wanted to marry Joshua just to keep up appearances?
It's not like that. I loved him. I just didn't know he was a liar.
Love? Or the idea of a wealthy fiancé? Face it, Margaret. You are more in love with the idea of marrying into wealth than the man himself.
Maybe I was foolish, but now I'm drowning in debt and I don't know what to do.
That's not my problem, Margaret. You should have thought about the consequences before maxing out your credit cards.
Jane, please, I'm begging you. I can't turn to anyone else. You're the only one I feel won't make fun of me.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen, Margaret. From flaunting your riches to begging for help.
I'll do anything to fix this, Jane. I'll pay you back, I promise.
Anything? Will you finally admit that I didn't snatch Dave from his cheating ex-wife? Will you publicly apologize for all the nasty things that you've said?
Yes, I'll apologize. Just help me, Jane. Please, I'm begging you.
Sorry, Margaret, but apologies won't pay your debts. You've shown your true colors, and I won't forget it.
Please, Jane, I beg of you.
You got what you deserve, and never, ever text me again. So, that's how it all played out. Margaret, with her extravagant dreams, ended up in a debt pit deeper than anyone could have imagined. The girls at work finally found out about Margaret's fiancé, and they can't stop laughing. As for me, well, I got promoted, and Dave and I moved into our new home, the one Margaret had been so eager to call hers. So, while Margaret works weekends and night shifts to dig herself out of that financial hole, I'm enjoying the comfort of our new home, a home built on hard work, not lies. Karma's a funny thing, isn't it?